When the voice tech industry discusses use cases for voice technology, the primary focus is on using your voice to control some sort of device. However, this focus negates to ask one essential question. Is this where the best use cases for voice technology exist today? In facing this necessary reality, there are many use cases outside of simply controlling the devices around us that exist thanks to modern voice APIs and artificial intelligence. These can be found in contexts where there are conversations taking place, such as video conferencing, online multiplayer game voice chats, and customer service call centers, to name a few, and they are not discussed nearly to the same level. The question is, why is this the case, and why should the voice tech industry be paying closer attention to human-to-human interaction scenarios? I will answer both of those questions that are often overlooked, as well as provide some use cases that I believe the voice tech industry should be paying more attention to. Why the voice tech industry has focused on using voice to control devices. When you think of voice technology, the first thing that comes to your mind is probably one of the popular big tech voice assistants, such as Apple's Siri, Amazon's Alexa, or Google Assistant. And this is not a surprise. If you look at the world of voice technology prior to the introduction of Siri and later Alexa, most voice tech conversations were taking place in the world of R&D labs versus in the real world. In fact, it wasn't until 2018 that Microsoft reached human parity with automatic speech recognition, or ASR for short, and the following year that Microsoft also reached human parity with natural language processing, or NLP. Alright, but let's quickly take a step back and what led to companies like Microsoft reaching these milestones. As voice technology started to show more promise back in the mid-2010s, you also saw massive investment from big tech companies into the respective voice assistant platforms. For example, as of 2018, Amazon had over 10,000 people working on Alexa alone, and they also stood up a $200 million venture fund to spur investment into companies building supporting services and applications for the platform. I want to pause to let that sink in. Although Amazon is arguably the top performer when it comes to a big tech company starting new projects without the fear of shutting them down, such as the Fire Phone, companies like Amazon have remained persistent with investing into their voice assistant platforms. And this is despite a stall of adoption by the voice assistant market. When you look specifically at the sheer investment into voice assistant experiences by the biggest technology companies in the world, it's easy to understand how they control the majority of the mindshare on the best use cases for voice technology. So the question then arises, has this caused the wider voice technology industry to overlook great use cases for the underlying automatic speech recognition and natural language understanding technologies that help power voice assistants? I believe it has, particularly within the context of human-to-human interaction scenarios. Why you should pay attention to where voice technology can add value in human-to-human interactions. Before just going into overlooked use cases, I want to highlight why this scenario of human-to-human interaction is so interesting and how it presents challenges and opportunities for voice technology. We all know humans have been interacting and transacting online since the early days of the internet. However, with the recent COVID-19 pandemic, we saw a massive acceleration in digital transformation across all industries. Satya Nadella, the CEO of Microsoft, said, "We've seen 2 years worth of digital transformation in 2 months. From remote teamwork and learning, to sales and customer service, to critical cloud infrastructure and security." Alongside the explosion of remote work and services, like video conferencing, we also saw big changes on the consumer side of things with the rise of a new space called social audio, paved initially by Clubhouse and quickly followed by big tech companies like Twitter, Facebook, Spotify, Reddit, LinkedIn, and even Amazon. A key detail with the digital transformation scenarios previously mentioned is that they have a common and relevant attribute: human communication taking place in a digital world. With this also comes a massive amount of audio data that presents both challenges and opportunities for the developers of these experiences. Challenges and use cases for voice tech in an audio-rich world. Now enter the overlooked challenges and use cases for voice technology, on-device transcription, moderation, and assistance. Now let's look at each of these a bit closer. On-device transcription. First, I want to start with a use case that has been a mainstay for voice technology, but has seen some unique challenges alongside the rise of a world that has gone more remote: transcription. Traditionally, speech-to-text technology has been run in the cloud for transcription. However, as the usage of experiences that leverage speech-to-text have continued to grow, so have the costs, making running in the cloud less attractive or even viable from a business perspective. One solution to this cost problem is on-device transcription versus in the cloud. And while that is easy to write down in a strategy deck, the technical challenges around being able to run accurate speech-to-text on-device are less straightforward. Solving this challenge, though, comes with an additional value proposition outside of cost alone, which is the added increase in the speed of transcription. Moderation. The next challenge I would like to address is moderation. Whether looking at new domains where conversations are taking place, such as social audio or virtual reality, or more established domains like traditional social media or online gaming, moderation has always been a hot topic. Even Microsoft has had to shut down part of their social metaverse due to an inability to properly moderate the conversations that were taking place. This is a problem that cannot be solved simply by adding more humans to moderate for two distinct reasons. First, humans come with bias, and no matter what you do to eliminate that bias, history has proven it's nearly impossible to eliminate it from decisions being made across moderation. And the second is the sheer scale of audio data that actually needs to be monitored. And some of you might be skeptical of the social audio mention, since apps like Clubhouse have seen a decline in downloads over the last few months. However, the reality is Clubhouse has created a new category altogether that has captured the attention of big tech as at least a feature of their platforms, and that is worth paying attention to. Back to the use case opportunity, real-time automatic speech recognition and natural language understanding technologies present a great tool to augment human moderation for specifically being able to call out things like hate speech, harassment, and profanity within the audio data of conversations taking place. Assistance. The final challenge I would like to discuss can be generally described as assistance. Specifically, I am referring to customer support and sales scenarios. These domains have also seen a rapid rise in the amount of conversational data that is captured as more of our professional work and everyday consumer habits have continued to shift into a more digital and remote world. With both customer support and sales, voice technology has been a tool for post-call analysis to better train agents on how to improve performance in future calls. However, advancements in voice technology have enabled us to take huge steps forward in extracting real-time insights that are actually valuable and immediately actionable. The benefit here is clear. Agents can now learn during their calls while also having an assistance tool to better serve customers and prospects in real time when the customer needs it. And if you are familiar with the forgetting curve, this could be of high value as the curve suggests that learners will forget an average of 90% of what they have learned within the first 7 days. Now what? Should the voice technology industry shift its focus to ignore using voice to control the devices around us? No. Rather, we should constantly challenge ourselves to think outside of the box on what the best use cases for modern day voice technology is. The best use cases might be closer than you think. And if any use cases did come to mind for voice tech while you were watching this, we would love to hear about it in the comments, or feel free to reach out to us on Twitter at SpeechlyAPI.